Good morning or afternoon, everybody. This is online yoga with Via, and it is June 6th. Today we're going to do an entire class with therapy balls, and I hope you have them. If you don't have them, I hope you have a reasonable facsimile. Kathy, it's not spotlighted for you. How could that be? Can you change your picture from gallery to whatever other view? Change that's a toggle on, toggle off, and see if you can get Kathy. And let me know. Nothing changed. This is Caitlin. Kathy's not spotlighted. Nothing changed. Well, would you please come back in then?
Am I the only one having this problem?
Let's ask. Is anyone else having this problem?
Yeah, I can't see Kathy either. I mean, not big.
Oh,
I just pinned her. You can pin her if you want.
Well, because usually you spotlight her, but you don't pinning. There you go.
If mom can't do it, just
Now we got it. Yeah, that's good.
what I did, what I probably did.
Big. Yes, big.
This is a technical.
Yes, Kathy.
This is a technical error. I pressed pin instead of spotlight.
Thank you.
operator error.
Yeah. Now, so that's good. Now we're here, and so someone just came in.
It's Colleen.
Oh, hi, Colleen.
I'm using a new device, and so I can't figure out how to use it.
Oh, okay. Can you see Kathy?
Yeah, I see her.
We're gonna.
I see Kathy.
Okay, and you have the therapy balls, right?
I do.
Okay, and do you have a brick of some sort? And there you.
I do.
Okay, so we're gonna start. We haven't started yet. We had a little technical snafu.
I'm having a technical as well.
And so now we're starting. We're going to start with vagus nerve reset, but I'm going to skip everything else. Everything else I usually do in the introduction, in the introductory period, and we're going to go directly to the therapy ball work because I have so many things to show you that I'm afraid we would run out of time otherwise. It's all good. We're going to start with vagus nerve reset. You can put your hands behind your head, and you could even be, well, I won't complicate. Put your hands behind your head. And some people, Dana says she presses her head into her hands here, but you can experiment with that. Then the only other thing you're going to do is move your right, the eyeballs to the right. So with nothing else moving, shift your eyeballs to the right and wait and watch for a swallow, yawn, gulp, or sigh. And come back to center and shift your eyeballs to the left. Waiting for a swallow, yawn, sigh, or gulp. If you don't get that, any of those, just keep practicing this simple exercise. You'll still get some of the benefits of it. Do 2 more sets. Right, left, right, left. And when you're finished, make sure that everyone is lying on a brick with their therapy balls in a tote, horizontal. I'm going to check in with Gloria, who just arrived, because I don't think you have. Gloria, can you hear me? Can you unmute? A question for you. I don't.
Yes.
Do you have therapy balls?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Oh, good. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So do you have a yoga block?
No.
Okay.
But I have a pillow.
A pillow or a brick? I mean, a book, a thick book. So
Okay.
something that it will just give you a little lift, and then put your balls put your therapy ball on top of the brick, and then.
So small brick?
Well, I think it is really personal preference. But I would say small. Start with small and go big if you have a big. Small is. So we're going to do the neck and jaw release series. This is dedicated to Vivian, who is having neck issues today. You actually take some time just to pause here and pay attention to your breath. Your therapy balls are at the occipital ridge. And then be sure and continue to stay aware of your breath as you move. We're going to do 5 positions. Position 1 is right here where you are, and your nod, yes, up and down. The chin goes up and down slowly. Let's do this 3, 6, or 9 times.
It's good.
Everyone is always happy when we do therapy balls. It makes people happy. Well, it's releasing tension that we're holding in the body. And then when you're done with 9, then come back to the original position and then side to side. So it's just a side to side movement over the balls. This releases tension in the neck, jaw, and shoulders, this whole series. As long as you guys are quiet, I'm going to try to unmute all of you because I'm liking hearing the groans and moans. Sort of feedback, but if anything gets you again. I mean, don't worry about if there's noise in your background. I'll notice it and I'll mute you. Now, so we've done yes, we've done no, and now draw an infinity circle or a figure 8 with your nose. So you're going to do this 3, 6, or 9 times in one direction. Let's do 6. 6 in one direction, and then 6 in the other. Switch to the other direction when you're ready. Come back to the center, finish up. Position 2 starts the same as position 1, with the balls in the same position, and then you turn your head to the right, as far as you can go. And from here, The ball is going to be at the levator scapula now. It's at a slightly different location because you moved your head. And now you're going to do a small yes or down, nodding, but keep looking right about 9 times. And then a small side to side motion, but you want to keep looking right. So you're not going all the way back to the center. And then come back to the center and look to the left as far as you can go. So you're reaching another part of the neck, the levator scapula. And now nod, chin up, chin down. And side to side. Remember, you're still looking to the left, so. And everybody come back to center. And we're going to go to a side lying, 3 positions that are side lying. Here you could maybe switch to a thicker brick. Maybe not. You take with the ball, one of the balls out of the bag. And the first position, so you're lying on your side with your shoulders stacked, your hips stacked, your knees slightly bent, and the spine is aligned. You place the ball behind your earlobe at the mastoid process, where you're just be where your earring backing would be. Find that place and nod about 9 times. We're going to stay on this side and do 2 more. You'll see, we'll do 2 more, and then we'll flip to the other side and do these last 3 positions. This is the 3rd position, behind the earlobe. Ball behind earlobe. And after you've nodded about 9 times, or give or take, then go to no. So you've nodded, and now you're going to do a little side-to-side movement. This is an area that a lot of people hold a lot of tension in. So hopefully the therapy ball is finding the tension and uprooting it for you. We're going to go to position. We're going to stay on this side. We'll go back. We'll do this on the other side in a minute. This time you're going to place your ball. You're in the same position, side lying. You're going to place your ball at the jawbone or the masseter. So that's that little indentation on at your cheek. And actually, there are several different places that might feel good to you. You can find your place. And if you were in a home practice, you could work in all of those little places, but just find the one that seems right for you right now. And then we're going to do 3 movements here. Nod, the first obvious, I mean, maybe now you will guess, the first movement is a nod, up and down. So we're always cross-fibering or moving with the grain of the muscle. You don't have to know which, although some people do know which. It depends on the grain of the muscle, right? Whether it's the muscle that is the jaw muscle, or some other muscle. And then you're going to do a small side-to-side movement over the jaw. And then you're going to stop moving and open and close your mouth 10 times, 9 times. Now we're going to stay on this side. We'll do that one on the other side in a minute. Stay on this side, but place the ball at your temple, right outside of your eye, behind your eye. And again, there's a couple different places that you're just going to test it and experiment with where you need to be with your ball. And then you're going to nod. About 9 times. And rotate side to side. Maybe starting to have a familiar pattern for you. You may be falling asleep by now. We'll wake you up and flip you to the other side in a minute. Whenever you're ready, just stop doing what you're doing and flip to the other side end of your mat and onto the other side of your body. So if you were on the right side, now you're on the left. Remember your side lying, you're stacking shoulders, hips. Still need only 1 ball. We're going to do the last 3 positions on the opposite side. The first side, the first position is behind the earlobe. So Kathy, is your ear squished inside in the ball? You should have the ball is behind the ear. Mm-hmm. Okay. And now, nodding. So if you feel like your bottom shoulder doesn't have enough room, that's when you would move to a thicker brick or 2 small bricks. Something that would allow your shoulders to stack. And then rotate, no, little small side to side movement. These therapy balls, I don't know what, there are other balls out here, out in the market somewhere similar. I don't know anything about them, but I'm a trained yoga tune-up therapy ball practitioner, teacher, and these balls are designed specifically to grip and go below the first, into the deeper fascia, wherever you are. And I know I really like these, so I haven't looked into anything else. Go ahead and place the ball at the jawbone. And find your special spot. And then nod, chin up, chin down. And so what happens with this work, it's specifically myofascial release work. The ball is finding the tension and releasing it to a certain degree. You might need to do more depending on the tension you're holding in the area you're working. After you've done 9, then start rotating side to side. The ball is still at the jawbone. Some of us, including me, hold a lot of tension in our jaws. There are some other movements you can do, but just working at the jawbone. And after you did nodding, yes and no, in one location, then you could move the ball. We're not going to do it. We don't have time today, but you could move the ball to yet another place at your jawbone in that area. And the last thing you want to do with the jawbone is open and come back to the center and then open and close your mouth over the ball. And when you're finished with that, staying at the same position, place your ball at the temple. So just be behind the eye socket. And then nod. And then small side to side movement. And that, my friends, is the neck and jaw series with therapy balls. So if you want to, you can come up to us floor seated, just long enough to check it out. You can, or you could come up to standing. I just want you to check out how it feels in the neck and jaw, basically. Maybe you want to move your head from right to left. Maybe you want to shrug your shoulders. But how does it feel having paid that much attention to this area? If anyone wants to say, they can They
It
can't-
feels very released.
Yeah, it feels loose.
Tremendous.
Oh, oh,
Can you hear me?
yes, Vivian, tell me about the pain in your shoulder.
Oh my God, it was when I was on the right side.
Oh, what were you
When
doing?
I was on my right shoulder, I have to say my neck. I mean, it was so painful with the balls.
Yes.
But my left shoulder was screaming with pain for some reason. I don't know why. I had to sit up and work it. When I was on my left side, I was okay. But the opposite, I mean, when I was lying on my right shoulder, my left shoulder in the air was tremendous pain.
Okay, you know
I
what?
don't know why.
Well, you know what I recommend is that maybe could you have a private session with me? We can work on this.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah, let's do that.
There's something, I have some kind of a neck injury or something that's,
Well, you might have something, we can probably work it out, you know, but were you able to do anything, I guess?
no, I did everything, but there was one, because I worked through pain, which is, I know is not good,
No.
but I did, and I shouldn't.
Well, let me tell you, this is a good that's a good segue to telling people how to deal with pain in the conversation with yoga therapy and myofascial yoga therapy balls and myofascial release is slightly different. The pain conversation, and that is we're finding pain. The therapy balls do not create pain.
So they find it. Oh yeah.
So if you found something that's really painful, you need to stop. One of the things you can do is take, like if you're lying on the floor with your body weight, you might want to take the movement to the wall. I wouldn't recommend that in this neck and jaw series, but you'll see that later. So that's one way. You could, if you were doing neck stuff, you could actually sit up like Kathy is and take a ball and put it at the side of your neck maybe and do it there. Maybe that would be a little bit lighter weight. Just lighten the movement. So just kind of like what Kathy's doing. So you could do that. And but the other thing you could do is if you find pain in one area, you might want to move to a slightly different neighborhood.
So are you, Via, are you saying if it's painful, don't work on it? Don't continue? Because I was.
Well, I'm saying that if it's extremely painful, then go to another neighborhood. Try try another angle. Try to work with it, but in a way that's a little bit softer.
Yeah. I found mine was painful too, but I found out I am putting all my body weight in the ball and the neck. So I just loosed up a little bit. Then I start moving easier. If it hurts, it just left your body weight out of the ball, because when you want to push it, you more push, it more hurts. That's why I found out it works better for me.
So that's kind of what I was saying, is to try to find a way to have less weight of your body on the ball. And that's great. And the other thing is, Kathy, show them the alpha balls. So it's possible, these are a little more expensive. I didn't recommend them, but the alpha balls actually will work on neck and jaw, and it's a little bit more global. Oh, and I have another suggestion for you, Vivian, also, but it's a little larger. So if you have alpha balls or want to invest in them, that might be a better place to start. The reason I recommended plus balls is because I don't recommend alpha balls for footwork, and we're going to do I wanted to introduce you to footwork. So, and then the other thing you could try, any of you could try, is use the sponge ball instead of the alpha. If you are in a lot of pain, you might be able to even lie on the sponge ball and do those same movements. And I wish I had said that in the beginning, but so that's another alternative. So there's always ways to work. The ball is finding pain, that's its job. And releasing pain is also its job. So but you don't want to create pain. And if you won't know this till tomorrow, but if you still have pain tomorrow, if the measure of your success with the ball is if the pain is subsiding as you're working. But if it doesn't subside and you keep having pain, then that is probably something you shouldn't be doing. If it keeps being painful for long periods of time and after you've stopped the work.
Via, I have one question though.
Yeah.
Is it possible that even though it's painful, it is releasing something? I mean, there can be, can that happen also?
Well, yes, but as a person who doesn't believe in aggravating, it could aggravate. I think it could. There's also probably situations where it could be aggravating.
Yeah, okay.
The safest place to go is to back off. If it's a little painful, it's a discovery and it'll go away as you work on it. But if it gets more and more painful, then I would try to back off. I'd find a way to back off. Let's go to the next thing. I'm very excited to mention to do this with you because it's a standing pose. You're going to need a brick and one plus ball. And you're going to be facing a wall. You're going to need a wall. So everybody's going to have to face a wall. It's going to be a little hard actually to face. I guess you're going to have to first and then face later. Because if you're looking at the wall, you're not going to be able to look at Kathy or. But what I love about this is one of the best ways to start releasing the upper, the chest, so that you can help with your posture. So this is one of the best chest openers I know of, chest release. We have some other, there are other things we do, but I love this. And we're going to work on the clavicle and pec minor. So Kathy's going to put her brick in front of her chest, horizontal. Yes, but face the wall. Go ahead and face the wall. And then you're going to put your ball at pec minor, where pec minor meets the arm bone. Maybe you can turn around now, Kathy, and show them that. So the ball is right there at the corner of pec minor, where pec minor meets the arm bone, and and then you're going to place the ball there, and then place the brick in front of that, and then place everything on the wall. And you're standing in good posture, hopefully. So try not to lean in if you can. And your ball and your brick are going to be somewhere that's comfortable for you. Oh, good. Yeah, that might be better, huh? Okay, now from here, you're just going to wait. These moves are going to take your breath away, actually, because this also, it opens the chest, it starts to work on respiratory. So now all Kathy's going to do is bend her knees a little bit. So she's going to roll up and down of the ball and bend and straighten your knees to do that. So find that position, everybody, on the wall. And then, 6 or 9 times up and down slowly. And I'm wondering if you're, oh, there's your ball. Okay, never mind. It looks good to me.
Oh no, it's right there. I can feel it.
It's right there. You know it's giving you feedback.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is an area that can be very tight for people. If you have poor posture, if you have rounded shoulders, probably you're going to feel some tightness here. And now, after you've done 9, so you're just going to go side to side. It's a small movement. It's a side to side movement in the same location. Now, if you have large breasts, you may want a thicker brick. That would put you out away from the wall a little bit and give you more space.
That is very sore.
Or just. So when I do this, I start to feel breathless because it gives me so much. My respiratory system just changes, opens up basically. We're gonna finish that and then stay on this side and do one other thing here. And this time you're going to place your ball, reposition your ball a little higher, just under the outer edge of your clavicle or your collarbone. It's still in the same area. Underneath, find the collarbone and then put the ball below it near the armpit on the outside of the edge of your clavicle. And what you're going to do is trace along underneath the clavicle with your ball all the way to the center, the sternum, and then back. So you may need to change the location of your brick to allow for this. So this is another area, you know how I tell you about all the nerve endings and everything that tucks underneath the occipital ridge? Well, it's true here too. There's a lot of ligaments and nerve endings and then some muscles that tuck under here. And when they're tight, when the muscles are tight, it pulls your shoulders forward. So after we do this, we're going to do an upper back opener because that's the other side of the coin for a chest and posture, upper body posture.
Oh, now I'm getting breathless.
Yeah, that's what I always get breathless. So when you're finished with that, just go to the other side. Start with the position number 1, which is pec minor. We're working on pec minor, which is at the edge where your pec minor meets the arm bone. And you're going to press pec minor into the ball, into the brick, into the wall. You can just stay here and breathe without moving for a minute. And start to bend your knees so you can move up and down over the ball. We're going to have to repeat this in a few weeks so Suzanne can do it with balls because she's improvised, but yeah, I promise. Remind me, Suzanne, we'll repeat this whole. This is like a whole, going to, all the other stuff I do, it's totally different from this. And this is just like going on vacation, going to the beach. So after you've gone up and down a number of times, then do the movement, the side to side movement. So keep your breasts facing and keep your torso facing the wall. You could do these same movements while you're sitting watching TV with your hands, with your hand in your ball. Just so you know, it would be a lighter touch, but it would also start to open up the chest. After you finish side to side, we're going to move to the second position, which is the clavicle. Underneath the clavicle, you're going to go all the way to the outside, trace the clavicle, the bottom of it, trace along there, and then place your ball all the way to the outside edge of the clavicle, and then roll it along the under edge of the clavicle all the way to the sternum and back. And this is a slow movement. And as you can tell, and as I've said before, all this work opens up the chest. It also improves breathing. I'm going to mute everybody. Oops. Okay. And finish up, you guys, and maybe just stand there for a minute without drop your balls on your brick, and then stand there and see if you can take notice of what's happened. Take some breaths. Maybe there'll be bigger breaths. And just enjoy the gift you just gave yourself. And then we're going to go onto the floor with 2 balls in a tote. Or you could use a sponge ball if you have a sponge ball and you don't, especially, Suzanne, if you have a sponge ball, use that instead of your other ball, other improvisation. And what you're going to do is just lie on the floor. This is very simple. There's lots of other stuff we could do, but I want to do some footwork, and so I don't have time for it. But there's lots of things you can do along the spine to open up the spine. Right now, we're just talking upper back rhomboids. So go ahead and place your plus balls horizontal between the shoulder blades and rest. And you may need something underneath your head. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Suzanne had a sponge ball in Mexico. This is the dilemma of the snowbird. And I know that because I did that for 3 years. You know, do I have something of that? Oh, well, no. Yes, I do. But oh, no, it's in Mexico. Or, oh, no, it's in, yeah. Okay, so all you're doing here is resting for a minute and feeling the release that can happen using the therapy balls. By the way, it's recommended actually to skin on skin is even better than therapy ball work through a shirt, just so you know.
Just so you know, that's not happening today.
Okay. And not for the model. Could even, you know, take their videos off and take their shirts off. Anyway, so as you know, the next thing we're going to do, and this is all we're going to do, and there goes Vivian. Well, she still has her sports bra on. Where are the balls again? They are between the shoulder blades at the rhomboids, which are the muscles that run between the shoulder blades. So they're in the middle of the shoulder blade. There's a fairly wide area. Now, some of the ball may be on the shoulder blade, actually. So there may not be a 2-ball width between the shoulder blades. But for some people there are. The shoulder blades are very interesting to me anyway. When I go to the beach, I do not watch boobs. I watch shoulder blades. Anyway, and some people's shoulder blades are extremely far apart, and some of them are very small, and some of them are much larger. So I'm not going to be able to describe exactly what your experience is. But Caitlin, did you find a place that you think is the right place for you? I hope so.
Yes.
Oh, yes, good. Breathing. Now, all you're going to do is, let's go side to side first because it's easier. Just go side to side, just a little movement side to side. Use whatever you've got that will help you do this. But I'm going to ask you to do the same thing for up and down. So it's kind of a, and then, of course, up and down. So you may need to use your hips and your heels. Up and down, but it's a small movement. You're still staying within the shoulder blades. It's not a big movement. There is a whole series we can do running down the back. It's beautiful. Actually, it's wonderful release of the spine. Maybe the next time. And I can start, if people have their balls out nearby, and everybody does, I can throw in one little therapy ball thing. So that's the beauty of this in a class. But yeah. But you can all, this is a therapy ball workshop. Now, we're going to stop that because I'm hoping to get through all of this. And you're going to take, you're going to stay in the same place, supine. You're going to take the balls away from the rhomboids. Get one ball out and place it in the middle of your right buttocks. Now again, if there's too much pain here, if someone has a lot of pain in the buttocks and they find it with the ball and it's too much for them, you can go up to the wall and do this same movement on the wall, and you won't have all your body weight on the ball, and it'll be a little less extreme. So all you're going to do here is up and down. So you might use your feet to do that, or your shoulders. Well, breathe, keep breathing, everybody. And now side to side. You might be feeling the sciatic nerve. If so, you should move the location of the ball.
Wow, that's intense.
You don't want to be on a nerve for any of this. You're never rolling over nerves. You're avoiding that. So if you feel like you've hit a nerve, you need to change the location of the ball. Now stop that and drop your knee out to the right. And you can even roll over to the right. This is a little bit more. So you've rolled out to the right, and see if you can bring the ball out to the right so it's up at the top of your IT band. It's a little higher in there. This is an area, now don't do this if it's too extreme. This is an area where we hold a lot of tension. But it's a great area to find and work on for hip mobility, basically. It's at the very top, it's at the TFL. It's really bony up there. And now go ahead and Kathy, flip to the other side so we can see and do this on the other side. And then after we do that, we're gonna go to footwork. We have a little surprise for you, a little tattoo work we've done. Kathy. Okay, put the ball at in the middle of your right buttocks.
Are we still on the right or are we doing left now?
Oh, I'm left. Caitlin's my virtual editor. Did you really mean what you said? Oh my God. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, actually. Very much appreciated. Okay.
My sciatica is bad.
Oh.
Hey, so is that Gloria saying that?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, either find a place that's okay to work on, or don't do this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mine too, just for information.
Okay, so so you're feeling this as a sciatica, kind of aggravating your sciatica. Okay, so I want you to either stop doing this, don't do it at all.
Yeah, it feels like the entire area is bruised, so I'm not even sure. Is that sciatica feeling? It like wherever it touches, it hurts.
Yes.
You think
Mine too.
you think that's sciatica, Parvin?
What could it be? Tension?
Well, I'm in the middle of a workshop with Lauren Fishman about arthritis and yoga just now, and he was talking about if you have something. I don't know where you are, but if you have something that feels really sensitive on the outside of your hip, it could be bursitis and not sciatica. But,
Oh, I have bursitis also.
oh, okay, all right. So what I want you to do, if you can't do this movement, I want you to get off the ball and do windshield wipers, which is just moving the legs from side to side. That's a nice hip opener. I mean, you can do it on the ball actually too. But so, and now for everybody else who's still on the ball, you've done side to side. You've probably done. I've talked so long. You've probably done up and down. Now you're going to drop your knee out to the right. To the left, sorry, Caitlin. And then once you drop it out to the left, you're going to feel a little bit different place in the buttocks. And then if you can roll to the left, you're going to feel that place that's at the top of the IT band.
Oh.
Well, it may be this is something you could do on the wall if it's too tense on the floor. But it's a great place to move. And by the way, so everybody could go, like Gloria and Vivian could go up to the wall and see if these moves are better on the wall.
Much easier in the wall.
Yeah, yeah. And it can save you. If you have some special issues that it's hard to diagnose and comment on and help you with in class, please schedule a private session with me. 500 pesos. Borrowed. Now we're going to go to feet. So this is standing footwork, standing or seated. Take your pick, actually. Although standing, obviously more weight, right? Kathy's going to show you the bottom of her foot, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to use the one small ball, and starting with the top, see the top dot in the middle, that's number one. You're going to place the ball and then breathe. Place the ball where you're standing on the ball, but we're going to place it there and breathe. Take let's say 3 breaths because time is, oh my gosh, we're going to run a little late today, you guys.
Oh, we are.
But we'll finish up with footwork and then you can go home. Whoops, you're already home. Whoops. Okay. 1. Middle is number 2 in the middle of the arch. And then at the bottom of the arch, which is just in front of the heel, number 3. The 4th position is on the outside, not the inside, Kathy, the outside of the middle, right there. And then the 5th position is on the inside of the middle. And the last position, 6, is just below the big toe mound, right right there. Okay, so let's go. Stand up.
Kathy, you should have put numbers on your foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
good idea. I didn't think of that when I had
I
it.
was just thinking, what's wrong with her foot? Why does she have dots on it?
Okay, find your ball. And this is, I would not necessarily recommend a larger, the alpha ball for this footwork. So location number 1, this is at the top of the foot, your heel is on the floor. And just hold 3 breaths. Don't roll. Just holding and holding. Takes 3 breaths. And then move to the center. And then move to the back of the arch, of that front to back arch. Just in front of your heel.
Still put the heel on the ground? No.
Oh, no, Kathy's toes are on the ground now.
Like I'm in a high heel.
You're right, this is the high heel position. And take some breaths, Jill. You guys try to stay in good posture if you can. So try not to lean over your, your balls. And then the next position is to the outside of the center. So she goes back to center and goes to the outside of her foot. This is a little hard to get to at. Take 2 or 3 breaths.
Hurts a lot.
Okay. Lighten up, I think. And just know, so each movement is an assessment and a movement, right? So that was is an assessment. You have some issues there. You need to figure out how to, you may need to do this kind of work. Unless it's extremely painful, then all the things I mentioned before, maybe going to a sponge ball. The next position is on the inside inside of the arch.
Ooh.
Nice. I like hearing that. I wanted. And then the final position after you finished your 3 breaths is up to just below the big toe mound. And breathe. So all of this increases the sensory feedback from the feet to the brain. It improves our proprioception, increases stability and mobility of the ankles, improves big toe mobility. Go on to the other side, you guys. Starting
No.
middle, improves gait and balance. So middle of the, what is it called? The mound. There's the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and in between that's the first position. Position 1, we will do numbers next time. Someone will remind me though. Kathy will remind me. And then go down to the center. And then go down 1 more notch. This is the first 3 are easy because they're just starting at the top and going to the bottom of this arch, this front to back arch, plantar arch it's called. Now Jill Miller would have you move over these balls, other people would. My favorite foot teacher, and I think she's the best expert, is Emily Splitchell. She does not want you, she says just press and hold. The next position is on the outside of go back to the center of the arch and then go to the outside of the foot. So you're going across the arch that's in the middle. and then go to the inside of the foot.
Ow.
I like all the little moans and groans. I unmute. I put you guys on mute, although some people still aren't unmuted.
You're a masochist.
I am.
Say this.
Okay, and then just doing my job. Okay, and then go to the last one is that one up just below the big toe mound.
I like this.
Mm-hmm. How often can we do this?
You can do this as often as you want. You know, I would wait in between so that, you know, I would do it. I maybe do it just once or twice a day, because you need to let the body absorb the benefits of the move. And if you just keep doing it and doing it, maybe that's way too much. Go ahead and the party is over. Go ahead and lie on your back. I am going to go ahead and, no, I think we're so late. I'm gonna just have you take some breaths and then we'll come up and say namaste. No yoga nidra. Wasn't that fun?
Yeah. Very interesting.
So what I'd like you to do is lie back and take some breaths and notice, take a minute to notice where your body has released tension or pain. It might have uncovered pain. You might still be feeling that, knowing that you have more work to do. But just feel the grace and gratitude of a practice like this. It's a very loving practice. The only issue I have with this practice is some people love doing this and they want to just only do this. And I say, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do this, but you still need to get strong. You still need to work on strength and mobility in your joints, because this does not change that. And you could release something that is holding you together. That's the other problem. You know, you have to work on strength and mobility, because some of this release of tension, the tension is holding you there.
I have a comment. My shoulders are more easily relaxed on the floor.
That's very cool. That's very cool. So email me, you guys, if you have some comments or you need to talk to me about some other things that showed up in your practice. Otherwise, just come on up to a seated position. You know how. Find some.
I agree. My shoulders are tremendously more flexible.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's from the chest and rhomboid work we did. Or maybe it's also from the neck and jaw series.
I think it's from the neck. Yeah.
Would be the combination.
Yeah, combination. So I'm gonna I already did that, I think.
We're unmuted.
And are all the else, does everybody see everybody else in tiles?
Yes.
Not all, everybody is impossible, isn't it?
No.
Push down right here.
Your gallery.
Speaker view or gallery view, and then you'll get something you were going to say, Kathy, because you were waving your hands.
Oh no, I was just no.
Okay.
You see everybody.
Yeah. Do you see everybody?
How?
Push gallery view.
Go right and click on. If you have a gallery view, click on speaker view. No.
Oh, gallery view. I got it. Yes.
Off. One of them shows the person who's speaking in a big pain, and the other one shows everybody. Okay, now we're for. So how did you like that, you guys?
Loved it. It was very, very painful. I have to tell you the next part, but I loved it. I love pain.
Oh, you need some other kind of help there. This is why I wanted you to invest in these balls, because I just think it's a wonderful adjunct.
I got it. Absolutely.
Anything,
And block.
anything else we do. Go ahead and let's go ahead and close the class. Just sitting, floor seated position, prayer pose, and then go ahead and nod. Chin goes down because the occipital ridge lifts. Nodding, bowing, and saying to each other,
Namaste.
stay.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Pia.
Yeah, big thank you. It was incredible.
Good class.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, everyone.
I know I can feel I need to practice, and yes, I will take a private class with you because there's some, I think there may be even some injuries or something going on.
Yes, yes, and then we'll know what you need to do a little more. Thank you. Just let me know.
And thank you for sending me to Alma.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was telling Vivian, she's is still in PV.
Not still, that's where I live.
I mean, she lives in PV, but some people aren't still in PV.
I know.
But I was telling her that Alma, the owner of the Yoga Varda studio, she's selling some of her props.
Oh, I need some.
Yeah, because she's selling some of her props because, yeah, you need to do this, Maria, because when she goes back, she opens her studio in the fall, she will only be able to have 10 students. So she has props for 40 people. So she's just selling off some of her props. Yeah, so contact her.
Mm-hmm. And who is she? Who is she?
Alma Aguilar.
Yoga Vallarta.
Yoga Varda.
Yoga Vallarta. Okay.
Send you.
Basilio Badillo.
Sí.
But you can
Okay.
you just call her, and then she tells you what she has, and you tell her what you need, and she tells you the price, and then you can pick it up. You pick it up at her door.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I need a few things.
I've got to go. I'll speak to you via later during. Everybody have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Via, do you need your measuring little thingy?
I wish.
You want me to bring it over? I can bring it over.
The problem is that I left my scale over at Gloria's. Problem is that I have a bunch of other scales, but I can't find my batteries. And so I don't have batteries for the scales.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my dilemma.
Yeah, but I think you wanted some batteries the other day that I went to Costco. Now and I'm like, did she say bring batteries?
Batteries, but most of the scales, some of them have those little batteries, AAA, but most of the scales have those little round batteries.
Oh, okay. On where they fix watches, they have those.
Right, and I'm gonna have to. So I either need the scale back, or I need some batteries. But I can't find my batteries. So.
Okay, well, I can bring the scale back.
And you know what? I think I'm sure I left over some X-rays.
That? Oh, really? Were they envelope?
In an envelope, and they were out on that big couch. That big round.
Okay. Let me look for it. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll bring that too.
Yeah. So,
all righty, sweetie.
Okay, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, my neck on this side was so stiff, and it's been like that. And when I was doing the balls, I'm like, oh my God, it hurt on this side. It hurt, but I kept doing it, concentrating on that area, and I think it released a lot of the tension.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's good. It is a good release, unless it's hurting something. So you kind of have to weigh and measure.
Yeah, I'm gonna practice the whole session tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yes, because I mean, I have the balls, the ones that you gave me the other day when you were moving, and they're sitting there. No, I have to use them now.
Right. Yes, you have to do.
All right, sweetie. Well, it was fun yesterday.
It was fun. I'm so glad that
we did some socializing.
Yeah, right.
All righty, sweetie. See you later. I'll tell you when I'm leaving.
Well, the other thing I was glad that was that Anne Marie didn't come. That's what I was glad of.
She wants to come over and I'm like, oh, I have a class right now, so I can't. I'm gonna tell her that I'm afraid that she comes. No,
If she comes over, I won't be able to visit you. So just,
no,
So-
I'm gonna tell her not to.
you can't come over. That's
Mm-mm.
crazy. Oh, why would she
Yeah.
come over?
Yeah, she doesn't understand that she needs to be in not quarantine, but at least 14 days.
Quarantine for 14 days. She has to be
Mhm.
off limits for 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell her not to come. Yes.
See you in a couple weeks, honey.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I tell her that. I'll let you know when I'm on my way.
Okay, I'm going to be this afternoon. I'm going to be doing the rest of his workshops. So let me see when that is. I wrote it down. So that will be, I will be not available between 1:30 and 3:30.
Okay.
So
All right.
either.
So I'll see if I can come over right now or if I'll wait until 3:30. Okay?
Alrighty.
Okay, mijita. Besito. Ciao.
Ciao.